is Sunday and it is 8:30 a.m. And I was just attempting to go live 2 seconds ago, but as I told y'all before, every single time that I am attempted to go live, someone always interrupts me. Like I literally been up since 6 o'clock this morning in prayer, and no one called, no one bothered me, no nothing. As soon as I got an eyelash in my eye. As soon as I decide to go live, now everyone wants to call. It happens every single time. It's crazy. But anyway, today's Sunday. Hope everyone is doing great, doing well, being at peace, relaxing, taking a day off. I'm currently at the water. I don't know. I don't think I could turn it. I can turn the camera on. Let me see. Oh, maybe I. Oh, there it goes. Oh, wait. So I'm at the water, and it's so peaceful this morning. It is absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful this morning. Let me fix that. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. So anyway, I'm at the water, and I love coming to the water. Like it just brings peace. It calms me. If I'm going through something, it stills my mind. It heals me at times. Like if I have to cry, I just come and become water. I'm one with the water and everything that's around, and it just brings me such tranquility to just come by the water. I love it. Like I have always loved it, and I haven't been down here in a couple of days. My children and I came actually just recently, a few days ago, and we hung out for a little while. But personally, by myself, like alone time, I haven't came. And it's not always easy for me to get here because even though it's close to my house, I have kids, and they just mommy duties. That's all I'm gonna say. So now I don't always get to make it here, but on today, I said, you know what? I've been up since 6. I've been in prayer, and I was like, let me just go sit by the water and just enjoy the moment, you know, before my kids get up and start to run me ragged like they do. But I love them. They are just the biggest, greatest blessing in my life. And if I've never received another blessing for the rest of my life, I have already received all of it within them. Like, I love, love, love my kids. And I've always wanted to be a mother, like, since I was a little girl myself. I used to play with my baby dolls, and I used to be like, when I grow up, I want to be a mommy. Like, who has goals like that? But I did. I didn't have kids young, though. I mean, I was like, once I got to that teenage year, I was not trying to hear it. I was too busy partying and turning up. Kids, I would have been a horrible mother. Okay, let me tell you, I could not have been that teenage mom. That baby would have been changing his own pamper, making his own bottles, and trying to get a job because where's my mother to take care of me? Because I would have been just a mess. So, I actually had my first child at the age of 21. So, which is still young, but not teen young. Like by the age of like 20, because I started like partying at an early age at like 14. I wasn't bad, but I was just sneaky. Me and my friends were so sneaky. Like we were like 14 years old, like just we but we wasn't fast though. At least I wasn't. But anyway, so at the age of 20, I was like done with partying and hanging out, and all that was so old to me because I had done it from like 14 all the way up until I was like 19. And then after I graduated high school, I was just like, what am I gonna do with my life? I'm out of high school. I done partied. I done turned up. I done did all of this. Now, I was ready for a baby. I wanted a baby. And so by like 19, I started to kind of wanna, to have a child. So by I have something in my eye, it's driving me nuts, like bananas. I hate that. Okay. I don't know. Probably eyelash or something. Oh, it is eyelash. It's hanging down. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute. Okay, there it goes. My eyelashes, they always do that. They like curly, but they always like sometimes curl down into my eye. It's the worst. But anyway, so by like the age of 20, I was just ready to have a baby. I was ready to start my life and go to college and do all of that. So I ended up having my first child. It's crazy, but it's because since I was younger, I always said that I wanted to have a baby by the time I was 20. And what you speak shall be. It's just when I think back on how I used to say that as a little girl, like a little girl. What does a little girl know about planning her future to have a child? And I'm literally like probably 7 years old myself. But I was like, when I get older and I'm about 20, I want to have a baby. And it happened just like that. When I turned 20, I had a baby. I mean, I got pregnant at 21. I had my baby. I went to college and I graduated while pregnant. I was graduating. So, anyway, um, so I came to the water today and I was just like, let me find my peace on this day. And I came down here and just looking at the water, it's so peaceful and still and tranquil. I'm just sitting here and I'm taking it all in and just embracing the newness of the day. And then all of a sudden I hear peace, patience, and wait. And I'm just like, okay, so I need to have peace. I also need to have patience. And then lastly, I have to wait. And so he said, while you're sitting here, you know, go live and speak and tell my people, my children, that it's a time for peace, patience, and to wait. And I don't know about for y'all, but for me personally, and I've said this in so many videos, y'all should know by now, but I am living out my life on these videos. Like he's having me to create videos as I'm living these various circumstances that's occurring right now. Like out in my life, he's just having me to live out loud. And at first, I was a little apprehensive and nervous, and I was just like, I'm just like and I've said this too, but I'm just a very reserved type of person. Like I'm private and I like my personal space to be my personal space. But he's like, no, I want you to be a living testimony. And what better way to be a living testimony than to live and testify? Hallelujah. So here I am. I'm living and I'm testifying whenever he calls me to. And And so I don't know about y'all, but I know in my life it has been these past like I want to say probably like even longer than 3 years. Probably like these past I want to say probably about 9 years total. It has been pure craziness. Like I have literally felt like I was living in hell. It kind of subsided somewhat when I relocated from Houston, Texas, back to New York. Things like changed a little bit, but it was still like so much that I had, that was going on in my life. And I was just like, what is happening? Like, am I never going to find happiness? Am I never going to be fulfilled? Am I never going to find my life's purpose? Like, I found myself so confused and worried at times and concerned and just beating myself down. And I was just like, Father, I want peace in my life. For once, I want to experience what it feels like to just be at peace. Like, I've been going through so much, it's been one thing after another. And I think I'll start to make videos probably, and just maybe pick a day and just tell like little bits and pieces of my life and things that have transpired. And so it was so much happening. And I was just like, can I just experience peace for once? Like, with nothing happening, with no craziness, with like, just give me peace, please. And for me, I'm always a praying woman. Like, I pray all day long. I don't just pray, when I'm upset or when I need something, or like, I'm just constantly in prayer all day long. If I'm driving in my car, I'm praying. And prayer isn't just like on your hands and knees and you're praying. Like, it's a conversation. So I'm always in conversation with, and it probably would feel really weird because I'm so used to just communicating with him. It's just like, as he's my best friend. He is. Like, he is my best friend. Like, I just find myself just, and it's so common for me now, and it's so like a part of who I am, that it just comes so naturally. Like, I'll be, at a red light and something to just make me mad, and so it could be something on the road that happened, or a person, or a crazy drive, or whatever, and I just start having a conversation with him about what is transpiring. Like, what is wrong with these people that you created? So it's just like constant communion with him, and I'm blessed that I have that type of relationship because not everybody does. So anyway, I was praying for this peace. And I'm like, just please give me peace. And he did in this moment. It took some years, but he finally brought it into my life. And I have never been so much at peace than right now. Like, I'm so peaceful. My spirit is peaceful. My life is peaceful. My decisions are peaceful. My circumstances right now are peaceful. And I believe he's doing the same thing to you. And if you don't have peace in your life, it's because you're holding on to things that he's trying to rip away. It's because he told you to leave a job and you're refusing, so you don't have peace. It's because you're trying to still mother that 40-year-old child who don't want to do right. And you're not at peace because, sorry, you're not at peace because you don't want to let that child be an adult. Or it could be that he's trying to move you into a new environment, but you've gotten so complacent with where you are and where you're living that you don't want to go. And so you're not at peace because different things is happening. It's loud, it's noisy, it's chaotic. You can't concentrate, you can't think. You probably halfway got a place to lay down in there because it's so overcrowded, because there's so many people and so much in and out, and you don't have peace. But he's saying, I'm trying to move you into a different space because of your fear. You're refusing to go. So that's why you don't have peace, Or he's telling you, don't worry about that sickness. I got that. I got that. And your healing is coming. But you're so focused on the fact that you're sick or in pain or not able to um, live your normal life, that it's weighing you down. And he's saying, give that thing to me, give that sickness to me, and I will bring you peace. So, in everything that we do and everything that we have going on in life, if you just bring it to him and you allow him to take that thing on, that problem on, that circumstance on, that situation on, he's going to bring you peace. And it's a peace that surpasses all understanding. Nobody in this universe could bring you the peace that he will. Not your kids, not your significant other, not your mother, your father, your grandfather, your great grandfather, or nobody else. It's him that will grant you that peace. Um, and then he's saying to have patience, because sometimes we want to live in a microwave world where we want to put it in, pop it in, and press start, and in 5 minutes is done. And that ain't the way that things work. Like, it is promises that he has promised me, years ago, and I'm still waiting for these promises. And I'm like, I've been speaking them and speaking them, speaking them, and at this point, people looking at me like, "Girl, you've been saying that for years. Just shut up." When? When? Says who? Because since never has it happened. So what are you talking about? And I'm just like, but no, I know what he promised me, and it's been years. And yes, I've been speaking this thing, and yes, I've been standing on his promise, and no, it hasn't been fulfilled yet. But I know what he told me, and I know what he showed me. I know the visions he's given me. I know the realities that he's allowed me to see, in some form of fashion. So I know that it's happening, but things don't always happen right away. You can pray about one thing, and literally in a week, the situation might be resolved. But then you could pray about something else, and the situation has been reoccurring for years on years on years and years with no resolution. And he's saying, have patience. Because when you're praying and you're believing for years, for him, it's only a second. He knows no sense of time. He doesn't operate in our realm. That's why his ways are not our ways and his thoughts not ours, because he is able to live in a non-dimensional world. He's not bound down by our perception of time. So he literally, like I said, he could snap his fingers and in a blink of an eye, and one day your whole life can change. Your whole world can change for the good or the bad. In an instant, you can get into a car accident, and have a major life, event transpire where you might find yourself, crippled or not able to live your life the way that you used to. It only takes an instant for something to change your life. In a moment, you can hit the lottery and win enough money to make you comfortable for the rest of your life. You never know, and you can't put him in a box, and you also can't rush his process. It's his process. So when he feels like you're ready, and he feels like he can trust you with the next steps, and he can trust you to move on to the next level, then he'll promote you and bring about your blessings. And it's like, when you think about it, let me see. It's like if you have a faucet, right? And now the faucet knob is broke. So when you turn it on, the water's only trickling out a little bit. Like you get little drops, and you got your cup there, and the drops is just slowly filling your cup up. And you just like, what is this? Like, I've been sitting here for 20 minutes now, and I only got about, a tad bit of my cup filled. Like, what is happening here? And so you're running out of patience because you got to go to work, or you got to give little Tot a bath, and you got to cook dinner, or you got that business phone call coming through, and you need to hurry up and finish what you're doing, making your tea or whatever, so you can sit down and get comfortable for your call. And here this water is taking its own sweet time coming out the faucet, and you like, what is going on? So you tapping it, you begin tapping it and hitting it, and pulling it, and tugging it, and trying to get a wrench to trying to see what's going on. Maybe a screw is loose, and maybe it need to be tightened. Like, you're just trying to figure out what is going on with this water. Like, come on, I don't got all day to stand here. I got things to do. Time is ticking. Come on, water. Like, what happened? And yet, and still, it's a drop a minute. It's nothing you can do about it, because at the end of the day, it's something going on within the piping that's causing that blockage, that's preventing that water from flowing out the way that it should. And and so you got to call the plumber, and he got to come out and inspect this faucet because you ain't getting no water. And so you frustrated and you fed up, and you just like, listen, I ain't even dealing with this faucet right now. I don't got time for this. And out of frustration, you just go do your own thing. Leave that faucet right where it's at. Go find another one, or people are very adaptive. So when something don't work, you go and you quickly find something else that is. That's just human nature. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with that, but then sometimes it is. And so now you got to call this plumber, and you got to wait for the plumber to come out and fix this faucet. But that's gonna take about 4 weeks because he's booked. Everybody got problems going on with their toilets and their drain systems and this and that and the fourth, and he just can't find a way to fit you in. So now you got to wait 4 weeks. So during this 4 weeks, you off and you using another faucet or off doing whatever it is that you need to do to accommodate the situation. And then when he comes finally, when he's able to come and look and see what's going on to fix the problem, and he get down there and it takes him 2 seconds and your water's just flowing, and you're like, what did you do? You need to show me that, because the next time it happens, I ain't gotta call you because I'm gonna know what to do. What did you do to just make the water flow like that? And I done tried everything. I done pulled on this thing. I done kicked it, yelled at it, screamed, fought it. I done did everything, through books at it. Done got the wrench and tried to see if maybe the screw was loose. I done did everything I could possibly do, and nothing would make this water flow. And you come here and you fix it in 2 seconds. And then on top of that, I had to wait for you for 4 weeks to come to fix something that only took 2 seconds. Is you kidding me? And so it's the same situation in life. Like, we have to wait for him to come and do a move. We have to wait for him because it's all in his time. He's not on our time. We're on his time. So you can't tell him, when he needs to do what he needs to do. But when he comes and when he fixes your heart, when he comes and he fixes your mind, when he comes and he heals that thing that you've been holding on to for since forever, and when he comes and he delivers your child, or he heals that sickness, or he gives you that car because you've been walking for so long, or he gives you a house because you've been homeless, or he gives you that new job because you've been struggling, it's good. What he gives you is good. It's good. It's perfect. And it's always at the right time when you need it. In that very moment when you need it the most is when he shows up and he just fixes it. He fixes it. And your life begins to yield results from the inner work that he was doing all along. All that inner work that you was doing while you was in your quiet moment, while you was in the moment of peace, and he was speaking to you, and he was leading you, and he was guiding you, and he was directing you and instructing you. It's that moment that's going to bear forth the fruit, because it's only but so much reaping that you do before you yield your harvest. You're not gonna. Everything has a season. Everything has an appointed time. Just like there's a season for fall, there's a season for summer, there's a season for the spring. There's a season when it rains a lot. There's a season when it's just hot. It might be dry. There's different seasons that we go through in life, and both naturally and both internally. So sometimes, we have to have that patience. And in that moment of patience, in that moment of quietness, in that moment of stillness, which sometimes it's hard for people, because it's hard to just be patient. It's hard to just be still. It's hard to be quiet. It's hard to be in that moment of peace, you know. But in that moment when he's leading you, and you're doing all of the work, the internal work that he's telling you, let go of that thing, let go of this thing. And speaking of, he keeps bringing this to my mind. Sorry, he just dropped something into my spirit that he told me to do. Isn't this amazing? Like, here I am talking to y'all. He just put things in my, like, while you out here talking about all of this, let me just put in your brain what you forgot to do that I told you to do 50 times. So anyway, I got to make sure that I take care of that today, because I'm working on obedience. And I'm working on obedience. So thank you, Father, for your constant reminder. Thank you for being my alarm clock. Thank you for being my calendar. And thank you for your nagging. Thank you for your nagging, Father. But anyway, I'm gonna do it today. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna do it. But anyway, when he's calling you to do certain things and to rid yourself of certain things, you have to do it. You have to do it, and I promise you that if you do, your results are gonna be so beautiful, and you're gonna be able to stand back and be amazed at all of the glory. And as I say that, I'm looking at the sky and all that He created, the water and the trees and the grass, and it's perfect. It's perfect. I don't think we ever look at the sky and say, "Oh, you know what? That cloud could have been a little bigger. You know what? He could have made that blue a little bit darker. That's too light. You know, or the water. Why is it clear? Why couldn't it? You know, why couldn't he make it orange? Why the water got to be this color? Or I don't like the color of this sand. This sand could have, he could have did something different. He could have made a different texture or something. We don't ever like look at his perfect thing and ever tear it down or try to change what it is that he created in the universe. It is what it is, and it's beautiful. The flowers that you see, they're beautiful. The grass, it's perfect. The sand, it just embraces you. It's warm, welcoming. And it's like his thing that he creates is perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. There's no correcting it. It's nothing that you can look at and say that could be different because it's perfect. It is amazing. It's nothing that you could ever do to make it better. And that's exactly what he is doing as you begin to do the work that he's calling you to do, to let those things go or to move forward in life, to take that step of faith, walk out and achieve that thing that he's putting within inside of you. If he's calling you to start a business, start it. Don't sit back in fear and think, oh, I don't got no education, I don't got the money, or how I'm gonna do that, and I don't even got the means to, because already you're restricting his movement within you. So when he tells you to do something, don't have the thought and the mentality of, I can't do this. Have the mentality of, how am I going to do this? Go to him in prayer with that thing that he's giving you and say, Father, I know this is not me. I know this is not my thoughts. And I know I could never have came up with this concept on my own. So being that you gave me this thing and you're providing the vision, now I need you to provide the provision so I can make this a reality. And then also sometimes he puts things in your mind that isn't created for that very moment. Like he'll drop something into your spirit that isn't going to happen for like another to 9, 10, 15 years. But he might give it to you in that moment, and you might think that in that moment it's supposed to happen, but no, it's not supposed to happen in that moment. He's just letting you know what's to come. So when he gives you something, and I'm talking to myself in this moment too, as I'm talking to y'all. When he gives you something, take it to him in prayer and ask, when is this supposed to happen? I myself and personally, I'm so guilty of this because I'm a visionary. So I see things well into the future. Well, years into the future. And I think when he gives me that vision, and sometimes it might be something that he's dropping in my spirit for somebody else, but I don't know. I can't distinguish whether he's talking to me or if it's for somebody else or if it's happening now or if it's happening then. So when he gives me something, I just run with it. Pew! I'm out. I'm going to make it happen. You said that? Okay. Let me go run off and do this. And he like, skirt, back up. Okay, come back and have a seat. I didn't say to go. I'm telling you something. I didn't say to get up and run and do it. So you have to take it to him in prayer and say, Father, you gave me this thing. Now what do you want me to do? When is my appointed time for this to happen? Or is this even for me? Is this for me, or is this a word for somebody else? What do you want me to do with this information? And then don't just run off and go do it after you done prayed. Now you gotta wait a second You got to give him time to respond. Sometimes he'll respond right there in a still voice. Sometimes he'll respond through the ways of the universe, with his strategic planning using various things. You know, he'll respond in his own way, but you will know when you receive that confirmation. You will know when he's answering that prayer, because he's going to speak directly to you. And if you don't get it the first time, because sometimes we're so busy in life that we don't get what he's saying the first time, it goes way over our head. So if you don't get it the first time, he's going to bring it back to you again and again until finally you be like, wait a minute, now this not happened 4 times already. And then you just take a moment to kind of meditate on that. And then he brings back the prayer that you had with him not too long ago or whatever. And then you're like, that's right, I did pray about that. Okay, so now this is what he wants me to do. And then you move and you act on that thing accordingly. You know? And then also we have to wait. We have to wait. We have to know to wait on what it is that he's given us. You have to wait. You can't just, like I was just saying, you can't just run off and be so quick to go and make things happen. You have to wait. And I'm talking to myself again. Wait, wait, you know, and things that I know that he's given me and I've prayed about, and I know it's definitely a word for me. And it's been years that I've been waiting, and I'm just like, when is this thing? And I feel like I'm getting impatient. I'm like, I've been waiting, I've been patient, I've been like, you know, I don't want to wait no more. I just want it to happen already. And I know that it's soon happening because like the way the universe is moving and orchestrating things, it's like it's rapidly approaching me. I'm not approaching it. And that's the funny thing about it. I'm not approaching it, it's approaching me. It's like I'm standing still and it's running full throttle towards me. And that's the way it is. Bringing a horse. I'm sorry, it's distractions going on right now. I have someone who just pulled up next to me, and they doing whatever it is they doing. They got somebody who just pulled in with a horse stable thing on the back of their car. I guess they're bringing a horse to the water, but sometimes you can't make them drink. Ever heard that saying? You can bring the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. That's a word too. Thank you, Father. That's a word too. You know, you can bring a horse to the water, but you cannot make him drink. It's up to that horse. It's up to you to receive what it is that he's telling you to do and act on it after you done had peace, and after you done had patience, and after you done waited and received confirmation for next steps. So anyway, and it's like this thing is running full throttle towards me, and I'm not doing nothing. Like, I'm not, it's nothing that I have to do. There's nothing that I can do. It's nothing that I should do but stand still and wait. And as I'm standing still, he says, as you're standing still in this place, it's like a picture. Like if you're going and you're having a picture taken, and the photographer sits you in a position, and he positions the background perfectly, and you know, he moves your hair out, you know, like this a little bit, and tilts your head like that, you know, maybe lifts it up and tells you to focus on that thing, and he snaps the picture. And there's nothing you have to do but just sit in that position and just wait for the picture to be taken. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what's happening for me right now. It's like he has me in this position, and he's like, stay. Yep, that's perfect. You're perfect right there. Don't you move an inch. Don't turn your head too much to the left. Don't tilt your chin no more than I have already tilted it for you. Keep your hand posture exactly as I instructed you. Keep your hair just in that position, and wait for me to take this picture. Wait for me to bring that thing about. Wait for me to approach you with that good gift that I have for you. And I promise you that it is coming in this moment. It's coming, it's happening for you. It's happening for you and not to you. It is happening for you. For you. Have you ever been in a position in life where things just happen for you? It's like nothing that you have to do. It's just happening. Nothing that you have to do. And in that moment, because, you know, we know that before, oh, there's a horse. Look, And she's actually they're bringing the horses to the water. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna wait till they get closer and I'm gonna see if I can position the camera so y'all can see. Look at that analogy. And look at, won't he do it? He just brought that analogy. The helicopter, what's that, military helicopter? Um, Let me see. I don't know if they're coming this way or not. I don't know if they are. But anyway, um, it's like nothing that you have to do. Absolutely nothing. All you have to do is just stand because he don't already called you to do the work. And if you did it, there's nothing else to do. That's like when you go to work and you clock in and you complete your day, the things that you got to do for the day, your tasks for the day. After all your work is done, you're going to have a seat. I would. There's nothing else to do. I'm going to sit down until I get off because I done did everything that was required of me. So when I go ahead and have a seat, don't come try to find things for me to do. Like, I did everything that there was to do. You paid me and I did the job, so leave me alone. Like, what's the problem? Um, I just received a text from my uncle, and he was calling me by my new name. So exciting. Um. Anyway, so the work is done. The bed is made. The floor is swept. Food is cooked. The kids is taken care of. Bills is paid. And now you just wait. Just wait. That's it. Nothing else to do. So I was hoping that they would have brung the horses this way, but it looks like they're going in the opposite direction with them. So um but I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing day. I am so loving these conversations. Like, they have been a blessing to my soul. I don't watch myself. I don't know if any YouTubers out there do, but when I record these videos, I do not watch myself. I think he had me watch like one or two of my videos, and I was just like, I don't know. I don't like watching myself. I don't even like other people watching me. So my friend, she called me the other day, and she was like, "Oh, I was on my phone, and I noticed that one of your videos popped up." And she was like, "I started watching." I was like, "Don't watch my videos." I can't stand it. I don't like people watching me for some reason. I don't know why I'm that way. I think he's working on me with that in the season two. He's like, why not? You're amazing. You're exquisite. You're everything that I created you to be. You're a masterpiece. You're perfect. You're perfect. Why shouldn't people watch you? Same applies to, yeah, everyone out there who's watching me now. You're perfect. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're loved. You're forgiven. You're appreciated. You're valued. You're set apart. Why shouldn't people watch you? Why shouldn't people talk about you, the perfect thing he created? Why shouldn't they wonder and you know, assume you're perfect? You're perfect. Everybody wants to know what this perfect thing got going on. you know? Like, embrace it. Embrace it. Don't get so caught up in the negative naysayers and comments and the falsehoods that people try to spread about you. Don't get caught up in that. Why? I know I'm perfect because he created me perfect. So talk. Thank you. It just lets me know that I'm even that much more perfect because you're talking. And if you wasn't talking about me, then how relevant would I be? So thank you. So anyway, I'm enjoying these videos. It's therapeutic for me, and it's helping me. It's changing me. It's developing something in me, and I'm getting more comfortable. Which I knew. I knew the more videos. That's what anything. Anything that you do, the more that you do those things, the more comfortable you become. And that's how I feel. I feel like I'm getting really comfortable with just turning the camera on and talking. And I can't wait to get back to Africa so I can show y'all all of Africa. Oh my gosh, if no one has ever been, please tune in. That's all I gotta say. Please tune in. I'm gonna be traveling. across Ghana a little bit, and it's gonna be all about my viewers. It's gonna be all about y'all when I take this trip. Last trip, as I mentioned in my previous videos, it was all about me. Like, I was very selfish. I was very selfish. Like, I didn't even want to record. And my travel guide, I love her. She's my sister now. But my travel guide, my tour guide, she was like trying to take videos and record, and I was just like, mm-mm. She was like, "What is wrong with you? Like, you in Africa, because I shared with her how I've been talking about Africa for years, literally years. That's another video too, but years and years and years, I was talking about going to Africa, and it just happened for me. I would say I probably started talking about Africa in maybe like 2012. And here it is, 2021, and I just went October. I arrived in Ghana October 20th of 2021. And my life has never been the same. Never been the same. It changed me forever. I'm a different person because of my experience there. And I encourage everybody to go. Everybody to go. Go back home. Go see it. Don't listen to what you hear on television. Don't believe what people telling you. Oh, they shooting. They kidnapping. They got the rebels burning down villages, and the kids is starving, and you see their ribs, and like, don't believe that. Don't go. Go there and experience. It's a beautiful continent. It is an amazing country. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It was created for us. That's our home. That's where we belong. It's time for us to get back to investing in Africa. It's time for us to get back to building our own territory up. Here in the United States of America, this is not our own. We were brought here and conditioned to be here. And we've become very complacent, very comfortable, a lot of us, and don't even know where we came from until whence we came. We think we belong here. This is not your home. This was a stop, a very long stop. But it's time for us to go back home. It's time to go back home. And I'm absolutely moving there, like, hands down. I'm going. As soon as he opens up a way, and as soon as he aligns things just right, and I see that window of opportunity, he know I'm out. I ain't even gotta pray about it. I ain't gotta consult. As soon as I see that opportunity, I am going. Do you hear me? I am going. I wouldn't even came back when I went last time. I didn't want to come. I was crying, and it's so crazy because I literally was, and I was telling my friend this. I was literally experiencing sickness. Like, I kid you not, I literally was on that plane getting sick. It was like my head started hurting, my stomach started getting all bubbly. I was so uncomfortable. I couldn't sleep on the plane. It was just like the most uncomfortablest ride I have ever had on a plane in my life. I was hot, I was cold all at the same time. I was feeling so sick. And I was just like, what is wrong with me? Like, no, I didn't want to go. I wanted to stay, but it wasn't to the point where I needed to get sick about it. But like, physically, I started experiencing symptoms when it was time to go. It was the craziest thing. Craziest thing. It was crazy. But I will be returning there. I can't wait. I can't wait to just live there and just be talking to y'all, in my garden somewhere, in my mansion, with my kingdom spouse, my African king. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for his promises to be fulfilled. It's going to be so freaking amazing to do a video with him and to just be talking to y'all about relationships and stuff. It's going to be amazing. So, I guess I've done enough talking. I don't know. But definitely make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and turn on that notification bell so when I come live, you'll know. And um, yeah, look forward because we're gonna be going to Ghana very soon. I'm not telling when. I'm not telling when, but it's gonna be very soon, and I can't wait to get there. So, and I'll be back with another video. So stay tuned.